So here's some tips on increasing your profit margins if you own a roofing business or you're a sales rep for a roofing business. So let's look at proposals. Let's look at measurements. Let's look at branding. In general, there's a lot of factors when you want to increase your profit margin. So one thing I'll start with is have a great brand. So make sure that you are branding really well in your market. You make sure you have a fantastic website. You are establishing trust from the get-go. You're attracting the right type of customer as well with your branding. So it's not just having great branding, but you want to attract the right type of customer. You should not want every type of roof. You know what your bread and butter is. You know what jobs you make the most money on, and you should be trying to market and brand yourself for those types of customers. So that's step number one. Having fantastic online presence, having amazing reviews, making sure that your trucks are wrapped, making sure that you have all the apparel, everyone's professional, you're showing up on time, your phones are getting answered, you have a website form, there's automations that are responding to homeowners so they're getting what they want, which is roofing services as fast as possible. So start with that, branding, trust. That's how you start with attracting the right type of customer to have the maximized profit on each job. Next, once you've done all those things and you've scheduled the appointment, you've gotten to the point where you're measuring job sites, we can't recommend EagleView enough. EagleView is the most accurate. We've been using EagleView almost from the beginning, almost 8 years, and it has never let us down as far as measurements go. A lot of people are trying to save 2% on their credit card rebates or their manufacturer's rebates or their supplier's rebates. But they forget how important measurements are for each job, for job costing and profit margin. So making sure that if you're going to save $20 on your measurements and you're going to lose $400 or $500 or $1,000 on the actual profit margin, are you really saving any money? So I can't stress this enough. Make sure your measurements are accurate, very, very accurate, because all the 2% on the credit card and 2% on this and 4% rebate from your supplier, it goes away whenever your measurements are inaccurate. So that's the next way to actually have a significant profit margin for each one of your jobs. Next, use that accuracy in your CRM. So you want to make sure that you are using a CRM that takes the accuracy of the measurements and puts them into each one of your proposals. So if I go into ProLine and we look at how we actually measure each job, we go into the project details. The very beginning, we have the measurements right away listed for you verbatim from an EagleView report. So there's no confusion. In the future, we'll have an integration, so it'll do it all automatically. But for right now, you know roofing, and you know that not every measurement tool, including EagleView, is perfectly accurate. Good example. Let's say EagleView measures a flat roof incorrectly or doesn't include a low slope roof. You need to make sure that that measurement's included so you don't miss out on that profit margin. There's a lot of things that you should be looking at manually for every single job for the measurements. Whether you're going to the job first or doing the measurements first before you even do the inspection, you need to put somebody who has a high level of detail and skill in measuring roofs on every single proposal. That saves your profit. So we start with the measurements. Then we get into the actual budget. So once we've actually started the whole process, we have an idea of what we sell jobs per square, but that's not a great way to maximize profit. So you can have a planning phase where you think the job's going to be $20,000, the labor is going to be this, the material is going to be this, the dumpster, the permit, whatever it's going to be. Start that planning phase right away. Then when you get into the actual quote and you're actually building everything out, you need to have extreme accuracy with all the material. So let's go into this quote that we're looking at right now. Let's open up just a good, better, best. We're going line by line for every piece of material, every labor material that we would be doing on this job, and we're counting it to the penny for every single thing because we have a price list built in directly into ProLine to keep that accuracy. Again, thinking about profit. If you're not doing this, you're rounding up here, you're rounding down there, you're going to miss out on significant profit for every single job, and you end up going to pay for it in the end. So making sure that everything on your build is in your price list, in your CRM, making sure that the measurements for those items are accurate for each listed material. Super, super important. So this all pre-calculates. You click the little calculator, it's done. It uses the measurements. We have the calculations built right in there, and it builds out the roof accurately. Then, let's just start with 2309. We're there, and we'll go into the budget, and we'll go $23,009. Okay, so we understand that this is a 57 square roof. So we pay $100 a square for this type of roof. We have an idea of what our material is going to cost. So this is going to give us an idea. At $57 a square, we're going to have $99.75. So we already know from the get-go, from the planning, that this job is going to have a 31.87% gross margin, and the dollars are $7,334. It's really, really important to have these numbers before you even do anything. Before you even send a proposal, you need to have at least an idea. Okay, I think this is a competitive price for this job. I think that it is. We have a chance to show our value, and you have an idea from the very beginning. Now, when you actually invoice and everything, and we reconcile all the material, if there's returns, we have to buy more material, or if some reason we damaged something, we have to pay more for labor. We have all that on the final budget. So you'll know your actual profit margin then once the job is complete. But it's really, really important that you are doing all this planning phase in the very beginning so that you can maximize your profit. If you don't do this, you're just kind of shooting from the hip, and you really need to be very close on these numbers before you even send the proposal. So let's go back to the proposal itself. We have a great website. We have all these things ready. Let's go here, open up the actual quote, and let's populate that. Next thing, here's another way to maximize profit. You've got the great branding. You've got the great experience so far. You've got the accurate measurements. You're showing these measurements to your homeowner. You're helping them understand that you know how to build roofs from a technical side of things. Now, let's tell the customer's story now to maximize those profits. So you have a picture of their home, not your team, not anyone else. You're telling their story as you write this proposal. You're talking about your letter to your homeowner of what you're committed to do. You show pictures of your team here because this is second. You're first telling the story for the homeowner. Now you're telling your story of what shows you different. So that you want to see everybody on your team, as many people as possible. Again, this helps maximize profit. You're showing the journey for the homeowner. So they're seeing like who's going to be talking when, who's going to be contacting you then, and the customer understands what to expect next. Then you're going to show the roof packages that you offer because some people may have questions still. Then you're going to show the solutions that you provide for those packages. You're also going to provide why you do this and how you do it and what makes it different. And then you're going to show some optional upgrades. This is a huge way to increase your profit, doing things like gutter replacement, gutter guards, and specifically lifetime pipe boots. We want to be competitive as far as our pricing from the beginning. So we include a standard pipe boot replacement with a pipe collar included in our proposal. So we know we're going to give that homeowner probably about 10 to 15 years with that pipe collar before it starts cracking. And that's why we do the pipe boot and the pipe collar. Well, if you can upsell to lifetime pipe boots, hundreds of dollars per roof, let's just say you do 100 roofs a year and you upsell and make $500 on the upsell each time. It's $50,000 of profit that your company makes just by doing that one thing, lifetime pipe boots. So another way to increase your profit is to offer very easy and simple upgrades for every single roof that you sell. And then finally, you're giving good, better, best. This is another way to make sure that we gave the example of the good option, which is around $23,000. There's financing in there, make it really easy. Then they have the upgraded sun, and then we have the impact as well. So we want to increase those options each time to increase our average ticket size. That will increase profit if you're pricing it correctly. So these are just some things that we do in our business to make sure that every single job that we do is maximized in profit. This is not a volume business, the roofing industry. This is a profit margin business. You need to be maximizing profit on each and every job so that you can do less work with higher margins, making more customers happy, giving a better 5-star experience, getting those reviews, and growing your business the right way as opposed to just selling new roofs. Hope this helps. Any other options with profit, we're here to help at ProLine, and this is just one of the ways that we increase profit at Peach State Roofing. I hope this video helped you.
Got a little